If you open page number 78, it's talk about tables. So tables is something you have to understand how table is working, what type of tables is there. So ServiceNow is having three types of table. One is custom table. In the previous video, I created a table, right? Yes, test. So that test table is a custom table. Why it is a custom table? Because I created. It was not there in the system. So I manually created it. So that's why. So whenever you are creating a new table in ServiceNow, those kind of tables are called custom tables. And if you maybe remember, you notice that there is a suffix, right? There is a u underscore suffix is in that table. So the test table which we created was a suffix called u underscore. So whenever you are creating a custom table, it's always started with u underscore. Make your life very easy to find out if any table is with custom suffix u underscore, it's a custom table. There are also two other tables in ServiceNow. One table is called core tables. So what is core table? You know that ServiceNow is a cloud platform, right? So that means whenever you are ordering a ServiceNow is giving you certain things. So if you open the table application, you can see a lot of tables. More than I think 5,000 tables are coming with ServiceNow. And those tables are called core tables. Why it is called core tables? Why it is called core tables? Because it is coming with the core application. So whatever the tables is coming with core application, those are called core tables. And there is one table. If you scroll to page number 77, there is one more table. This is called base table. And base table is a little bit difficult to understand. If you read the definition of base table, I didn't understand well. But now I'm going to explain you what is base table. So you don't need to read what is the definition of base table. You understand this concept. I'm going to show you an Excel sheet. In that Excel sheet, we are going to create three types of tables. So you are going to create three tables. One table is called, first table is called IT request. Second table is called device issues. And third table is called computer issues. So these are the three tables we are going to create. So, and if you check the field, IT request table have two fields you are going to create. One is request number and second is description. Device issue table have three fields. One is request number, description, and then there is one more field called device type. And computer issue table, there are also four fields. So request number, description, device type, and then one additional field called operating system. So what did you notice here in these three tables? So all the tables have a few fields which is common for all the tables. So whenever you are creating any table with the fields, and if the field is same for a couple of tables, you have two options. One, you can manually create all the fields, or there is another best option, and that's why ServiceNow is very famous for, because ServiceNow doesn't want you to manually create again and again same thing. That's not the smart way of doing things. The smart way is you do things one time and then reuse. Whenever you want to reuse, if there is an option to reuse that. So ServiceNow is allowing you to reuse tables. If the fields are same, then you don't need to create everything from scratch. You can reuse those tables. So you're going to create three tables. One is IT request table, and second one is device issue table. And device issue table is going to use two fields from the first table. And you are going to create computer issue table, and computer issue table, you're going to reuse three fields from device issue table. In this example, device issue is a base table. Why device issue is a base table? First table, IT request table, is called a parent table because this is the first starting point, right? So IT request table is a parent table, and then device issue is going to use the parent. So that means device issue is a child table, but this is also a base table. Why it is a base table? Because the third table, computer issues, is going to use device issue table as well. So whenever a table is extending another table, in this case, device issue is extending from IT request, and it also have some other table is also using this table. Such kind of table is called the base table. So for a table to become a base table, here is a definition. A base table is a table that extends another table and also has child tables extending from. So there are two conditions has to be met in order for a table to become a base table. One is it extends another table. So in this example, IT request is not extending any other table. So that's why this is not a base table. Then the second condition is it should have child tables. So now if you check device issue, it is extending another table and it has also child tables because computer issue is using this table as well. Meantime, computer issue is not a base table. Why? Because it met only one condition. It is extending another table, but none other table is using this table. That's why computer issues table is not a base table. It is just a child table. Meantime, device issue table is a base table and it is also a child table. Do you understand? Is it really confusing? The next video, we are going to create these three tables and I'm going to load some data. And I'm going to explain you a little bit about how to load data into ServiceNow. That's what's coming in the next video. So keep learning and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care.